we have the cue card probably. There we go.
Boy, advertising.
No.
Alright, so we have like, what, 5 minutes till we go live?
4.
4? Okay. Perfect.
No. Might be a smart thing to do. What's up there? Where's the other pink folder?
Alright, well, 4 minutes gives me time to get something to drink and go to the bathroom and everything, so...
Yep.
I may be a minute or two late, but...
That's alright.
Sweet.
I have forgotten to write anything down for like the last 2 sessions. Whoopsie. That's okay. Frida doesn't need to be the smart one.
She has a sword and she can use it.
Exactly. What, sweetie? Yeah, that's fine. My little bat thing should be...
Half. Alright, it's time. Good evening, everyone. And welcome back to Forbidden Lands. Tonight, before we start, I have a couple of announcements on behalf of Gehenna Gaming. Any profits made from subscriptions, bits, or ads tonight will be donated to the NAACP Legal Defense Fund. So, I encourage you to think about that. Gehenna Gaming will be resuming the normal stream programming this week with Monster Hearts 2 on Monday, a GG stream on Tuesday, Worlds and Crafts on Wednesday, and World of Horror on Thursday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, Gehenna Gaming is participating in the Onyx Path Virtual Gaming Con. So we'll be streaming the actual plays of those OPP games all weekend. And that's the news from Gehenna Gaming for tonight. Otherwise, as always, a shout out to Hellhag Productions for doing our nice maps and overlays. And hi all my players, welcome back. How are you?
Hello, doing great.
Excellent, excellent. Ready to unlock the horrors of possible tentacle monsters? You never know.
Yeah, I'm all set. I got my my ketchup cupcake.
Oh,
Ketchup cupcake?
I don't even know what that is. Do I want to know what that is?
I want to know what that is.
It's a cupcake that has ketchup in it.
That sounds wrong. But someone made ketchup chips, so who am I to argue?
Ketchup chips are delicious, man. Don't diss.
Anyhow, when we last met our rogues and raiders, you had, first of all, concluded the business with the goblins successfully, including getting the blue mark in your forehead for taking upon yourselves this quest, apparently, of cleansing Fort Riverstone of evil. Or not, because you haven't quite decided exactly what to do with that, but that's okay. And now you are going into Fort Riverstone at night. Some of you climbed that wall better than others with the help of Ohro. And
some of us walk through the front gate.
And one of you
That's right.
walked through the front gate. And as such, I will, in fact, show you where we are now. There we go. No? Okay. I'll try it again. There we go. So, it should load. Why isn't it loading? That's weird. Oh, is it because I have some kind of dynamic lighting going on? Probably. I'll turn that off. There we go.
Yeah, dynamic lighting is a pain to figure out.
Yeah. I must have done the wrong thing with the setting there. Okay, I'm turning it off. Okay. Can you see it now? You should be able to. Okay. That's better. So, this is basically Fort Riverstone, the interior. Marita, I've marked you on the map there. Bing. There we go. You're out by the gate still. The rest of the team, and I've just used the party token here, is more sort of closer to the temple. So just to mark things out, the big building here down in the south there, that would be the actual keep. The building right across from the party here is the temple. And your little barn-sized tavern or inn where you slept that first night is down on the left, down by the waterfront. It is late night. It is fairly cold at this point. The sun has gone down. It's going to be around freezing. And a brisk wind from the water, and there's of course not much cover for that wind. When we last left off, Green Walker had said that he heard nothing but breathing, sleeping from inside the temple. So what do we do now?
I'm gonna make my way over to the temple area, assuming that the party is going to be around there someplace.
For sure.
Yeah, we probably want to wait for Marita.
She's our best way in.
Yeah.
Well, Ochro might be a good way in as well.
And he has been scouting out the place, hasn't he?
Yep, he has.
Okay.
He's sort of sitting there on a crouch, like he does so often when he's thinking about things like that, and he's whispering to you. I've seen no patrols coming past here. They seem watching the walls and the water.
That would make the most sense, though. You wouldn't be super concerned about what's inside the city as what's outside of it. Especially if you're a trading post.
I think so.
So have you found what would look like a good way to get into the temple?
I've seen only front gates. It's trouble because the guards by the gate might see.
Right.
We'll have to be careful.
There's no way on the back, there are no windows or anything, or way to scale to the top?
No, I've seen nothing. It's very...
I still say our best way in is to send Marita through the front gate, basically claiming to want to join them.
Say what?
You go through the front gate, you say, I want to join you. You're a very good liar.
At this point, Marita will catch up, so I'm just going to remove her token from the board for the moment, because now everybody is part of the party.
And you get them to give you a tour of the temple.
I don't know how open they're going to be to a tour
They were practically recruiting you the last time we talked to them.
You could have a crisis of faith, Marita. I'm sure they'll take you in.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what time is it now? It's like midnight-ish, right? It's late.
Yeah, I'd pick. Yeah, even past midnight, probably 1-ish.
Okay.
You're traveling with a wolfkin. Maybe you had nightmares.
So, I mean, do we have a plan for when I fail?
I'll be outside.
Come busting through the doors, all heroic-like.
Alright, so if this works, that gets me in, but what about the three of you?
Leave the door
You
open.
get us in once you're in.
Oh, so just find a back door and go hey, what's behind this?
Essentially. Or at least scout out enough to figure out where they're hiding the evil big bad.
Probably in the basement. That's where I would keep it.
Then that's the first place you should probably look.
But if they're taking you into, if there's a way that the door could, we need a lay of the land though on the inside.
Exactly. You need in.
And Rita, you are in.
Unfortunately, we can't see through walls, so.
Okay, well, I'm willing to give it a try. What's the worst thing that could happen? Oh, wait, they'll capture me, imprison me, and then execute me.
We won't let that happen. I guarantee you we won't let that happen.
Exactly.
Okay.
If they try to capture you, I will literally bust down their door.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give it a try.
You must be really dedicated to do this in the middle of the night.
A crisis of faith knows no time constraints.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
It's dark and it's nighttime and it's cold. That's when the demons come.
Interesting choice of words.
So I want to be clear that we're going to make sure that they don't kill you. But if there's something really bad and tentacly in there, no guarantees.
Okay, gotcha.
If
We'll do
it
our
bleeds,
best.
I can probably kill it.
Right, there we go. See?
Okay, I admire your optimism.
One of us has to be.
So thus, Marita will stride forth across the very narrow street.
Yeah, I will do my best to look like I'm fearful. Oh wait, because I am.
I guess I'll put Marita's marker out again and put it right by the temple, like so.
I will stay out of sight, but within earshot.
And you go up there. I mean, this is a wooden temple, right? So it's painted, but definitely wooden. And it has a set of double doors as its front gate, and they're very rustic, very simple. So I guess you'll just knock.
Yes, I will knock, kind of trepidatiously.
There's a slight knock then, not too loudly, if you will.
No, because I don't want the demons to hear me.
There's, in fact, no reply at this point.
Well, I will knock a little bit louder then.
Dunk, dunk, dunk.
And yeah, and I'll be like, please, somebody answer.
It takes a little while longer, and doesn't seem to be much of a reply yet. Green Walker is standing right next to Brenner, as always, and looking very anxious.
So, just in case, I will look around like I'm expecting something to follow me.
Yeah.
Like maybe the rest of the party. But I'll try to play it off like I'm fearful that something is behind me, just in case somebody is like watching or something.
Well, I think it's so you're not hearing. Marita's not hearing anything at all.
You can roll a scouting if you want.
Me or Marita?
Marita.
Oh.
Okay.
Kind of listening by the door. Oh, how about that? You can hear, in fact, slow, deep breaths from inside, and it's really close. It's like this is not from someone who's loudly snoring in a room in the back. This is other side of the door.
Alright. Well then, I will knock very loudly then.
Bang, bang, bang. By this time, I think at least Ochro will turn to the rest of the group and say, "Guards, looking this way now."
Ooh.
The breathing interrupts on the other side of the door. And you hear some shuffling noise. And then steps. 1, 2, 3. And then you hear the scraping sound of basically the what do you call them? The bar that you can lock up a door from inside with.
Okay.
I lose my English again. So that bar is just pulled aside, and then the door is just creaking up a little bit. And you can see, this is, in fact, You'd recognize her. Miss Alda the Wise. But her hair is in all sorts of disarray, and she has tried. She's covering half her face with a hood. But there's still some traces of maybe blood on her cheek.
Say, please, let me in. I need sanctuary.
But of course, she seems very sleepy.
I tried to stay close enough to be within earshot. Can I smell the blood on her face?
The wind is carrying it towards you, so I'll allow that. Yeah.
Okay. Does it smell like it would be hers?
Nope. It smells very much like it would be the stale blood, the dried up blood of the prisoner from earlier today.
Okay.
You can, in fact, smell that. I mean, it's hard to tell where exactly that's coming from because it's such a pungent smell for your nose, just kind of running down the stairs of the temple and out towards you.
Wait. That little bit of blood on her face shouldn't smell that strongly.
There's a lot of blood in there.
And is that, well, you probably wouldn't know this. What I was thinking is that because of the blood from earlier, there was a lot of blood spilled earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Marita, you will be able to see as she's kind of opening the door a little bit for you so you can come in. You'll feel the smell too, that sweet irony type of smell.
That still seems odd that wouldn't be cleaned up at least a little bit by now. That's been all day.
It has been all day. And apparently no one
And
has
it's
bothered
still, like, staining her face?
In fact, Marita will be able to see that there's a big dark spot on the floor. And she's trying to guide you towards along the wall, if you will. Come this way. And she seems a bit not quite there yet.
Okay, is she the only one here?
Yep.
And she looks like she's like sleepy, like just woke up sleepy.
Yeah.
Okay. Does she like close and lock the door behind us?
She does close the door and pull the bar in front of it again.
Okay. Well, I will kind of gulp. Debating how reckless I want to be here. Well, I think she's the only one here. She's already somewhat sleepy. No, I will let her guide me along. My plan is to find a way to let the party in. So I will let her guide me, and I will explain that I've been having nightmares recently, and I didn't know where else to turn. My own faith is not strong enough, I don't think, to protect me if these dreams turn out to be more than just dreams. And I was hoping that maybe I could talk to somebody here.
Of course, she says. She's still struggling to really wake up properly.
Okay. And then,
I will, in fact, show you what it looks like in the interior. Everybody will be able to see this, and that's fine. You are coming in on this side, and she's basically trying to guide you away to a side here where she has a bench, basically. There's a piece of cloth hanging that covers up some kind of door. But there is also that, in this dark chamber, it's hard to make out properly, but there is, in fact, some kind of scribbling in the floor.
Can I see it well enough to make out what it might be, or?
No, it's a bit too dark for that.
Okay. All right. So when she escorts me to the bench,
Yeah.
I'll say, could you please just sit with me for a second?
Of course, my child, she says, and she sits down next to you and she holds your hands.
Okay. I will pull my hands back like I'm afraid to be touched. And I'll kind of. I just had a horrible nightmare. There was this thing with tentacles, and it seemed to be preying in my mind.
I see. I would like a manipulation roll here, but I'm gonna give you 2 bonus skill dice because she's so kind of recently woken up.
Good thing you have bonus dice.
Yep. That works. Of course, my child. Tell me everything about it. Perhaps the gods were speaking to you through your dreams.
Perhaps that's what I'm unsure of. And I'll kind of nervously put my hands in my pockets, like I'm fidgety, like I'm super nervous.
Yep.
And then I will try to use my sleeping poison on her.
Ooh. How about a sleight of hand maneuver? That seems like what you're going for here.
Oh, there it is, right there. Oh, yeah, I'm so not good at that. But
Apparently you are good at that.
Apparently
Yeah.
you are good at that. Because that worked.
So
yeah,
it-
you're
it-
kind of. Oh, was that the powder thing, or how did this work?
yeah, it's a powder thing, so I'll just kind of bring it out and go poof in her face.
Fair enough.
So it is a potency 4 sleeping poison.
That's a lot. Yes, I do remember that. So.
I'm hoping that she's drowsy enough that this will just kind of put her out, and because she's already seated, she won't fall and make a noise.
Okay, so you roll 4 base dice for that, and I roll for her endurance. So it's 4 white dice for you.
Okay. Well, I got 1.
And she didn't get anything. Because her endurance is not that good. That means that she will, in fact, fall asleep. It's going to take a few rounds, but she will, in fact, fall asleep. It's going to take longer to get her to fall asleep than most people because clearly she's strong of will. But after you keep talking to her for a little while, and after maybe 30 seconds or so, when you're sitting there and going, did this even work? It shouldn't take this long.
Yeah, I'll try to play it off like I had dust or something in my pocket.
Yeah.
In case she questions anything.
Yeah, but she's just kind of going back to sleep, and maybe her initial drowsiness just helped a lot.
Excellent.
But
when
she's now leaning back towards the back of the wall, and just there's in fact snoring.
All right. So once she is asleep, then I will make my way back to the door and open it and go come on, quick.
And everybody follows, I guess, or what?
Yes.
Yep.
Ochre has been
Because
watching
if that
the
hadn't
guards.
have worked, Frida was breaking
I was
that
gonna say-
thing down.
Yeah, let's make sure the guards weren't looking our way.
In
Yep.
fact, they weren't. After Marita was let in, they lost interest and just went back to chatting or whatever. So yeah, you all get into the actual chamber, and yeah, you can feel the smell of that blood now so strongly, Frida. In fact, everyone can feel the smell of the blood. I've put you all on that map, so...
Is it easy to follow, or is it just overwhelming?
It's pungent, but it's obvious where it's coming from.
Okay, I will
There's
follow
a-
to where the pool comes from.
Yeah, there's a big pool in the middle of the floor, basically.
I'll now that we're not being watched, I'll point out the symbol on the floor to Einar and Fidan and see if they can identify it.
Does the blood follow like this? Like, is it like grooved, or is it just kind of puddled over it?
No, it's just a big puddle where he fell, the
Okay.
convict, and no one has bothered to wash up the interior, the floor. It's sticky.
This is basically like a nunnery, isn't it?
Hmm?
This is basically like the equivalency of like a monastery.
Yeah, it's really a small shrine staffed with a single nun.
Okay, so this seems really odd that nobody would have cleaned this up by now.
I suppose.
So
you could say that.
take a look at that symbol and see if I can figure out what that is, if I've seen it before or anything like it.
I'm also going to assist
Feel
Fidan
free
with
to
that
roll
too.
your lore now that you have some chance to explore and can, in fact, do some light in here. Yeah, Fidan can't figure this one out.
Nope.
Outside of your area of expertise. But
It's okay, that's what we keep the old man for.
Exactly. Brennar knows. Oh yeah, right. This is in fact an interesting twist on the pentagram for binding demons, except this one isn't binding anything. It's more like it's providing a home for a demon.
Oops.
You haven't seen
Do
this
you
one.
tell that to the rest of us, Brenner?
Yeah, I'll.
So, see these curvatures?
Right here. If they were actually opposite, a demon would be able to go into it and kind of get stuck. Well, from what I'm seeing, it's almost like if a demon happens to be here, you might get some food out of this instead.
So they're like summoning something? Or housing it, keeping it as like a pet?
Maybe. And that also might explain what I kind of felt earlier whenever the gentleman was sacrificed in this form, obviously quite literally, to a demon.
Quick question. If I rake my claws through that symbol, is it going to release it, or will it make it go away?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
To think on that.
Because I don't want to release the demon, but I don't want them to keep feeding it either.
Now, is there? No. I'm going to start taking a look around. Is there is this one just one big room? Are there anti-rooms or anti-chambers or anything going off of this, or is this just one large room?
It's basically this room and then an adjoining room, chamber on the side there behind the curtain.
Okay. No stairs going down or up to anything?
No.
No.
It's
Okay.
a very small shrine, this.
Okay. I'm going to go check out the antechamber.
Are there any
Just
like
one.
secret doors? Trap doors?
You can look for them, and you don't have to do skill checks for that in this game. Basically, you're just telling me where you look for things, and I'll tell you.
I will specifically use my senses to search the whole room.
This thing over here with the blood splatters on it.
Yeah.
Is that like just part of the floor, or is it an altar or something?
It's an altar, yeah.
I'll start there.
Okay. That sounds reasonable. I think I'm gonna do like this as an interesting twist on your special ability as a wolfkin, Frida. If you put in a willpower, I'm gonna let you use your tracking ability to follow the scent of the blood to any potential.
Sure, I think I've got a willpower left.
What clues it might unlock?
Yeah, I've got a willpower left to burn.
Very good. Doing so, you will notice that, I mean, this great splatter of blood on the floor, but it has also pooled towards a very specific tile.
Okay.
And the blood around there is much thicker, and the tile itself is a bit loose.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to move the tile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With your claws, it's fairly easy to get down there. Your claws now are getting really sticky with that blood.
Yeah.
It's dried, it's coagulated since a long time, but it's gonna stick to those claws.
Yeah, it's very tacky.
Yeah. And you can lift up the tile, and underneath there is in fact a secret compartment. And there is something wrapped in cloth down there. It's about yay big.
Vaguely book-shaped?
Vaguely book-shaped, yes. Funny you should ask.
Hey, guys, I think I found the big bad book.
Excellent.
I'll go over.
I don't want to touch it. She holds up the bloody cloth. Not a good idea. My nails are wet.
Alright. Old man Branmar's going to stick his hand down and bring up the book.
Yeah. Well, it's. Oh, did you take away the wrapping? Did you say, Frida?
No.
No. Okay. So that's Brennar's.
I didn't touch it at all.
You hold something in your hand now, Brennar. It is definitely a book of some kind, and you can feel through your fingers the pulsating power of this book.
Oh.
Well, I mean, that's probably it. I mean, the odds of there being 2 evil books in here are slim.
Right.
Probably, yep.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, if the book is wrapped in cloth hidden underneath of the bloody altar, there's a slim chance that it's just, a Bible. Just saying. Has anybody got a cloth I can wash my fingers on?
Of course,
Immediately turns around and starts drawing a pentagram on the floor with chalk.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Drawing a pentagram. Just
Why?
stand back.
Do I have to drag you away from doing something stupid? Because I will. I'm pretty sure I can lift you up.
That's fine. I'm old for a reason, and I've lived this long for a reason.
Find this one of those situations where we're like, "Oh, this is great. We found the thing we're looking for," and it's also like, "Oh crap, we found the thing we're looking for."
I think so, yeah.
Nah.
Because we don't know how far this goes.
Right.
Stay next to her, and Brainar will actually go ahead and point over to Miss Hilda the Wise.
Okay.
She might wake up.
Okay.
Okay, I'll actually stay very close to her just so that in case anything happens, I can kind of grab her or something if she needs to, if she tries to do anything.
Frida will specifically position herself so I can easily grab her without hurting her.
I mean, I can
Specifically without
if I
hurting her.
put Niselda there, so you can position your tokens wherever you want on the map. That might be a bit too big. Green Walker will come to Brennar and try to help in any way, which doesn't say much. Orkro is standing by the door, listening for anyone who might come in.
I will stand close enough to Brainard that I can smack him with my staff if I need to.
That's perfect, actually.
Let's see now.
So I'm going to go on a leap of faith, it requires a quarter day. Okay.
Well, we got nowhere to be.
Stay here overnight and hope she doesn't wake up.
We're pretty sure the town is corrupt at this
Quarter
point,
day.
so...
So 6 hours. I mean, you got 6 hours.
Oh, gosh.
I mean,
Okay.
she'll be asleep for a while, but not that long.
And that's why I'm here to restrain people.
Exactly.
I could carry her
Unfortunately-
into the back room.
Yeah, we never did check out that back room.
All right.
I will go do that while he does the stupid.
So you're starting to scribble your runes on the floor. Are you still holding the book at this point?
Yeah, I got
The book in one hand, and I'm drawing the pentagram with the chalk in the other.
All right.
Now,
I'm
leaving it on the cloth.
both you and Marita and Green Walker will be able to sense that the book is using magical energies of some kind. So just your basic attunement to the you feel how the astral powers of the room are sort of coalescing into the book, and something in the book is going to use those astral powers.
Great, you're attuning to the big bad demon book.
Brennar can roll insight -3.
Oof. Insight. And -3.
Yeah, it's
Frida
not,
heads to the other room because I can't watch this.
Did I do that right?
You did. Well, basically, it's a straight up failure. Unless you want to
And that
push
can
it.
be pushed, correct? Oh, I will push.
Okay.
It's
Now,
a good
because
push.
you rolled a success on one of those negative dice, that eliminates your success on the base dice. So it's still a failure, I'm afraid. Marita and Green Walker will be able to sense that these magical energies are moving towards Brennar, since he's holding the book. So this is your chance to do a dispel.
I can try dispel.
I can give it to Green Walker if you don't want to do it. I mean, both of you can.
It's more the fact that I only have rank 1 in general spells, and dispel magic is rank 2.
Yeah, that's true. So he's going to have to do an casting that's going to be a bit dangerous. He's going to have suffer from a magical backlash when he does it. But he's certainly desperate enough to do that because he's very loyal to Brennar, if nothing else.
Okay. I'm going to save my willpower in case something manifests.
Yep.
Because
You guys mentioned that anything wiggity is happening?
oh shit!
Hey, Frida will run in and rip the book out of his hand.
That's fine with me. Meanwhile, Green Walker is casting his dispel, but he will have to suffer a backlash of some kind. So I'm just going to roll for that. That's okay. The spell also affects a friend or other unintended victim. A healing or helping spell affects an enemy alongside the intended target. Okay, that's very undramatic in this case because no one else is trying to cast magic. So I guess that's okay. Green Walker is very quickly invoking and pulling out his spell tools. He doesn't actually have iron filings with him because this is, again, like in your case, he just doesn't have control of that high level magic. But he does say the power word, and that in fact stops the spell from overcoming Brennar. So you're in the clear, sir.
Raynar probably at one point here would realize what's going on and drop the book to the floor.
Yeah.
This is probably at a point in time where I'm like taking it out of your hands anyway. What are you doing?
Now, Marita had mentioned something about just leaving us all alone and going north last time. I'm wondering, or just a thought.
We can't continue to let this obvious demon book corrupt this town.
No, we
There's no telling
can.
how far it would spread.
We can. You're confusing can and probably shouldn't.
Morally, we shouldn't.
Interesting choice of words. But yeah, we're here now.
Yeah.
So,
Let's put it this way. If we let it continue to fester and rot, eventually tentacle monsters will be our overlords. Do you want that?
yeah.
How long? No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so
If we didn't find the book, like if we looked for the book and we didn't find it, I'd be like, yeah. But we did find it, so now I would feel bad.
I agree. I am, by the way, gonna go. I am gonna go while they're doing all their stuff over there. I'm gonna go check out that back room. I just want to make sure there's nothing back there, like I don't know, an undo box or something.
I'm gonna go with you just in case there's something I need to punch.
Sure. Okay. Well, it's fairly easy. You just draw the curtain to one side, open the door, and you find some very everyday. It's almost anticlimactic how undramatic the scenery inside that chamber is. It's basically a bed chamber. There's a bed to one side, but also combined with the kitchen. So there's a small fire, a hearth with a kettle that can be put over the fire. Some storage cupboards.
So her living quarters are next to the sacrifice room?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so nothing there.
Okay. All right, so Raynor, I'm going to assume you're not doing anything bad. So, do you need help with anything?
Brainard very much looks looks very undecisive, almost like he's wanting to pick back up that one ring or something.
Right, so I'm just going to put that book in my satchel.
As you go to pick up the book, Raynor actually says, put it in a bag and carry it that way. Don't put it with your items.
Okay. I don't have many items, so that's fine.
I wonder if it could be burnt.
We can test that theory on another day, not in the middle of the bloody church with the unconscious nun in the demon book.
Okay, so if the unconscious nun actually knew anything remotely about what was going on here, shouldn't this place just all go up in fire?
We should probably question the nun.
I can't lift her, so that sounds like a claw problem.
Alright. I'll drag the nun outside. You light the place on fire?
There's guards right down the street, guys.
Yeah.
There are.
And we're saving her from a fire.
Then we have to start the fire first and then rescue her from it. We can't pull her out first and then start the fire and say, "Oh, we rescued her."
So
wait,
Brenner, throw a fireball into her hearth.
But what was it? So why are we burning down the temple again? In the middle
So
of
they
this?
can't sacrifice any more people to demons.
But I'm thinking, but if we get rid of the book, will they then sacrifice people to demons anymore?
We can't burn it down yet until we know if destroying that sigil will release the demon.
There's that.
Because if we burn it down, destroy the sigil, and then we release a demon, even I can't fight that
I can't.
yet.
Same.
Well, sorry, my claws don't do anything against demonic flesh.
But if they were already sacrificing people, then maybe there's already a demon here.
Yeah, in the sigil.
Oh, I was thinking the demon was in the book.
No,
That could be too.
I thought Brainer said the demon was inside the sigil. It was like its cage or something.
He was being fed through the sigil.
So
Think of it like a straw.
Gross.
That's actually not a bad simile at all.
I know I
So-
joke about eating people and all, but gross.
So the demon is not here right now, unless it's inside the sigil, or possibly in the book.
I'm thinking it's in the book.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm telling you all that. Please don't give me this book because I can't protect myself against it.
Okay.
That's why it's in my bag. I feel no call to your evil magic book whatsoever.
You might want to check your chat, Jessica.
Okay.
Alright.
While this is going on, is there anything iron looking around?
I have a dagger.
Yeah, I mean, and also the candlesticks, in fact, are wrought iron.
She probably has some iron back in her little hovel back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, pots and pans, stuff like that.
Rainer goes through a couple of the candlesticks, assuming they're not lit, and he's going to try and physically just smash them, just to break off and see if he can get any iron chisels.
Yeah, no, that could work.
He's seen the writing on the wall of what happened previously with himself.
So you're getting iron chisels.
Yeah, he's standing there and he's taking the candlestick and he's kind of working it over so it gets some flakes off of it.
Yeah.
Oh. So now, is there anything that I can be doing for anyone, or I always just carry the woman back and put her later in bed so she sleeps back there.
Yep, that's what
All right.
it is.
Yeah.
Oh, but she's okay.
If we want
Question her.
to question her, should we question her here? Because we're not going to be able to sneak her through town past the guards to our inn room.
Right.
This is true.
Yeah. I
And
think
plus,
we
I
probably
mean,
should.
I think in here would be the best place to question her. Agreed.
Is there a chair in her room?
Yes, there is.
Does anybody have any rope?
I will go and I will bar the door.
You can now get all. So let's see now. Frida is in the room now. Which room is Frida in?
Frida will be grabbing the chair and stuff out of her bedroom and looking for something to gag her with.
Okay.
Well, I can take one of her sheets and rip them up, and then we can use that.
I mean, you're close enough,
Sure.
Marita and Brennar, to feel that those magical energies around the book, they're starting to gather again, and whatever's happening towards Brennar is about to happen to Frida.
I'm going to dispel the magic.
Wait, Fidin, you said you have an iron dagger?
Yeah.
don't need to read the book. I wonder if we can like maybe ground out the demonic energy by like stabbing it with the iron dagger.
This feels stronger than that.
I mean, anything's worth a shot.
We're just gonna stab the book.
How much power level are you putting into the dispel?
That's one thing I gotta look into here for a moment. 1 second.
So I guess I'm continuing to hum folk songs and
Yep.
try and find something to gag her with.
Like I said, I've been tearing up the sheets with my dagger, so I'm cutting strips out so that we can bind her and gag her.
Yep. No, she's lying there in bed, snoring very loudly, and you're gagging her, and she's out. Whatever this poison was that Marita cooked up, it's really working.
Okay, I'm gonna burn 4.
Whoa. Okay. That's a massive spell right there. But this is not you doing anything overpowered, is it? Roll
no,
for mishap, of course.
Yeah, so I've got...
It's 4 willpower available.
Yeah.
So my intent is I'm wanting to... I don't even know if maybe the spell's probably the best. I'm looking to remove the magical essence from the book.
So
Can
you're
you?
going to use...
I don't...
As a half-elf, you use that first willpower point, you get the second one for free. You have iron filings, so that's another power level, and then another willpower. So you burn 2 willpower to achieve that.
Okay. So taking the 2 willpower off.
And then roll the 4 dice for potential effect.
So just 4 white, right?
Yeah. I think it says in the magic as well on the sheet.
I think I did this right.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, there we go. Okay. That is, in fact, some kind of mishap. You do
Awesome.
the spell, but roll a d66 on the mishap table.
Woohoo!
What was that?
51.
51. Okay. Oh! You cast this dispel. You throw the filings, and in fact, you have thus saved Frida from whatever the book or demon was trying to do to her. But everything goes dark for you. Everything goes dark. You are, in fact, blind at this point.
Uh-oh.
And you will act in total darkness for the next full day. So this is not permanent. But for the moment, it is most inconvenient. As the magical energies just short circuits your eyesight.
Guys, are you still there?
What
Uh,
just happened?
What happened? You
Wait.
okay?
I'll look him over.
Oh no, says Greenwalker. What happened? What happened, Master? What happened?
I can't see anything.
I'll see if I can do a cursory examination. See if there's any like damage to his eyes or anything. Anything I might be able to do.
That's a very good question. I don't know that there is anything magic can do to counteract mishaps.
I would imagine probably not. But I'm just going to take a look to see.
Make sure it's not permanent.
Yeah,
Well, I'll
everything
pretend
seems
like I care about
absolutely
the old
fine
man.
with his eyes. There's no wounds or anything like that you can see.
How many fingers am I holding up?
Smart ass.
This has got slightly more complicated.
So
He
What do we do?
kind
What
of
do we
looks
do?
around for
Says-
someone to
Blind
Greenwalker.
yourself.
grab onto.
Can you defeat the demon? Can you bind it? Is it doing these things? Has it blinded you? Or was that
Yes,
the magical energy?
I think it might be magical, but I could bind it, but if I could see.
Well, if somebody draws the thing for you,
we
can
help
you just imbue it with power?
Let's see now. I'm not sure. You need to have that pentagram to bind the demon, but there's nothing specifically saying that you need to see to be able to do it.
You can describe it to one of
the
us.
pentagram for him.
Already started before all this happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's do it
You
quick.
did.
All right, and maybe in the meantime, maybe nobody should carry the book.
Yeah,
That's an idea.
let's just put it down.
Put it in the middle of the pentagram.
Ah, you're putting it.
Yeah, because that seems like a good idea.
No.
Okay. Frida will place it down in the middle of Brenner's pentagram and hope nothing happens.
Yep.
So Brenner's pentagram has been drawn. It's not like incomplete, right?
Yeah, he was doing quite a bit of work on drawing it before all these things happened. So I'm going to allow that.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure it's not bad idea.
I've started.
It's mostly done.
Mostly. Then he'll start reaching out for those magical energies again.
Do we want to ask the old lady here, so we might have a better idea as to what we're dealing with? I mean, Frida can be
I think so.
intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the intention, to tie her to a chair and scare the shit out of her until she tells the truth.
Seeing as you need the threatening talent to be able to do that, you're still a bit of a babe in the woods. Haven't quite articulated your snarl yet in the way that makes you use it in the most effective way against other sentient kin. I'm sure you will very soon, though.
I mean, maybe
after a
she'll
quarter
just
day of rest and spending some XP.
maybe she'll just open up to us.
That can happen.
After we broke in, drugged her, and stole her book.
Tied her to a chair.
But she might. You never know. Actually, you never know. Maybe she wants rid of this thing too. We don't know.
I'm not letting a demon summoning sorceress
Or
not be tied down while we're talking to her.
well, of course, but maybe she'll gloat.
Maybe. Sometimes they're stupid.
Villain speech.
All right,
She
well,
might be
let's-
asleep for several hours, as far as you know, Marita.
Alright.
Yeah, she might be awake or asleep for, I don't know, till tomorrow. I don't know.
I will pick her up and put her on the chair
Bump.
and use the bed sheets to tie her up.
Yep. Yeah, she's being tied up. She's so pliable right now. You can just do whatever you want. She's
Okay.
just knocked out.
And I will gently try to kind of smack her in the face and wake her up, trying to not hurt her.
Okay.
But hard enough to wake her up, but not, like, accidentally snap her neck.
How about I do this? We'll just. I'll go ahead and I'll try that. Actually,
Okay.
one of the things I'm going to do too. I'm actually also going to. This sounds, of course, it sounds creepy because she's a sleep woman. But I'm also going to search her and see if she's got anything on her, like sigils or anything that might.
That's a good
Who
idea.
knows? Yeah, there could be anything that. Yeah.
She does
I'm
have
gonna
a few things in various pouches and such. All of them clearly to be used for magic.
Okay.
Specifically blood magic, which is not something that a Raven sister should be able to do.
So I'm going to take these things out and bring them over to the magic peeps and go, here? This looks like stuff that maybe somebody over here might need, and she shouldn't have on her.
Recognize it is the chalice. She does have a pentagram in there as well. She does have a small vial of blood. Yeah, and
I'll describe them all to Brainard.
I sniff the blood to see who it belongs to.
well, that would be the victim of today, of course.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
Just seeing how old it is.
not very old then.
none of this stuff is related to my style of magic, but I will describe each item to Brainard in as much detail as he needs to know what they're for.
He reaches out as soon as you mention the pentagram and says, "This is what we need to bind this."
Oh, okay.
Well, you can start the binding whenever you want, Brennar. Even as
Okay.
blind.
All right, so we're going to try this, and actually
Reaching out for
beforehand,
those magical energies.
Braynar prefaces this with, "I hope this works," and then he starts.
And in fact,
And I hope the demon's in the damn book.
so the duration
it's
for this
not-
is a quarter day. And you will be using, so you have one willpower for yourself, another one for half elf. You have the pentagram that adds another. And then you have potentially your last willpower, I guess, if you want to drive it up to power level 4.
Yeah, so currently I have 2 willpower left on my character.
Yep.
So 2 plus half elf boost plus pentagram. So yep, I'll put her all into it.
Okay. That's 4 dice. You have to roll for the magic activation again. Let's hope it goes better.
So I'm just like to point out that Liege Lady knew like what she was doing with that axe. So this may go higher than the Raven Sisters.
Well,
Well, it
that worked
goes.
out. Ish, except not. You have one supercharging this and one mishap. So let's roll for the mishap again. Roll low, please.
I'll try.
43. Well, that's not lethal.
Yay!
Okay, so how does that work? It's going to affect a friend or other unintended victim who also gets bound to your will, then, I suppose?
Would the demon just jump to like a new container to be bound in?
I think
Well,
it's
I
more
think
along
it
the lines
fixes
of like Green Walker.
Because it has
He
the
gets
intended
bound in the
effect,
circle
but it
too?
also affected someone else. So maybe you are in fact binding both the demon and one of the 5 people in here with you. I can roll a d5 for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How would binding work on a non-demon though? You just lose any magical ability they would have?
No, they will obey. The demon will have to obey Brennar for a quarter day.
Yep.
Oh, so they would have to obey Braynar.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's fucked up. Just saying.
And so will Marita, apparently.
Freaking old man magic.
But it is supercharged, so it's now a power level like twice. Which means that the demon has absolutely no chance to resist this. And you can in fact hear it say, "What is thy bidding, my master?" And it just sort of breathes out of the book, and it floats above the pentagram as some kind of smoke that has left the book.
We didn't make it go away. We just made it your servant for a day? How is that helpful?
Can we order it to go away? I know that sounds silly, but can we order it to, kill itself, go away? I don't know. Do something like that.
Going to be the plan if I can.
What is your area of study again?
I'm starting to question that as well.
Specifically,
you?
blood magic.
Awesome.
Yes.
The
So
demon
we
has
basically
left
just
the
took the
book.
kid into the candy store, didn't we?
Told you to keep the book
you
away
can
from me.
See the demon hovering as a vaguely humanoid shape above the book, but it's mostly like a smoke that you can just see right through. As, "What is thy bidding? I can teach you, my master."
while Brainer's not really paying attention to me, I'm going to kind of surreptitiously take out my holy symbol.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to cast Banish Demon.
That could work.
Wait. Wake up the nun first. I want her to see her goddamn demon banished. It's a little bit more intimidating than I am.
This is true.
Well, depends how quickly you wake her up, because I'm not stopping.
Okay, Fidon is
Wake her up.
smacking her around
Okay,
a bit to get her
I'm slapping her a little harder.
maybe some water over the face. She'll go like, and she's looking up, and her eyelids are really, really heavy because of the drug. But she's
I will
awake.
grab her by the hair,
Ugh.
point her face in the appropriate direction, and be like, I want you to watch this.
And she's kind of, sort of, very slowly comprehending, but you can see the cogs in her head. They're just grinding really slowly because of the drug. She's probably not quite understanding what she's seeing. Her eyes are quite glazed over. It's like talking to someone who's coming out of post-surgery being put under almost. Not quite as heavy as a full-on narcosis, but she's
out of it.
She's out of it. She's not going to be able to essentially, for the purposes of this scene, she's broken. She's not going to be able to fight you for anything. And she'll just be able to watch and drool and maybe whisper a word or two.
Okay.
Marita, you have what power level on your healing?
Only one, so I have to overcast it.
You have to overcast, which means that you will take a magic mishap, but it could work.
Yep.
Go, Marita.
You can do it.
So I'll dump 2 willpower into it.
Yep. Invoking those magical energies from the purity of nature and to banish this entity from the realm where it does not belong.
Okay. Alright, so I roll 2 dice then for the spell.
Yep.
Ooh.
Can you
That's
push
a
it?
2 mishaps.
Okay, question though.
Yep.
Because I failed the roll, how do I activate my pride?
By just saying that you're activating your pride, I suppose.
I will activate my pride. My pride is that demons instinctively fear me.
Oh, that's good. I think that is very applicable right now. Typically, pride is for skill rolls. I'm not sure. I'd have to double check. But, I mean, it's a D12, so, that would give you successes if you want to have that roll.
Okay. Oh, it does say when you fail a skill roll.
Yeah.
Ah, well.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, well. But, so I have to roll 2 mishaps?
I guess. I haven't done a whole lot of GMing with spells before, so... But I do know that overcast means that you automatically do a... let's see now.
Yep.
A mishap? So, magic mishap.
It says if you roll 1 or several when you cast a spell, you have unleashed power. Roll d66 on the table on the next page.
Yeah.
So I think I only roll once.
Probably, yeah. But you would have to roll regardless, because you were doing...
No way around it.
Yeah, exactly. So, okay.
Ooh, 53. That's not low.
That is not low. But it's still not lethal. You're reaching out and you're completing this spell, which, because it's simply a magic mishap for, yeah, exactly, 1 or several skulls. So you have unleashed the powers. It's still those 2. I mean, the spell still happens. You're still enacting the spell. It doesn't fail. We'll see if it might, in fact, banish the demon. It inflicts damage to strength equal to the power level on a demonic target. Okay, so it gets hurt. This does include demons that do not suffer damage from physical weapons. Yeah, okay. So it's hurt, and it's writhing in pain. You, however, take an immediate critical injury to your mental, to your mind.
33.
That's not too bad. Nightmares. Make an insight roll every quarter day spent sleeping. Failure means that the sleep doesn't count, and this will be in effect for a d6 days.
Okay.
So it's karma for lying?
So a little bit of trauma.
Yep. You're seeing that demon and the true power of the demon as you rip into it with your feeble magic that is not quite enough to destroy it. And the vengeance of this demon that might and how it might potentially affect you. That's something to fear.
Okay, lovely. Yeah, this is not going well, guys. It's more powerful than I anticipated.
Green Walker's just standing there in shock and horror and
Hey,
doesn't know what to do. What can I do?
can you be useful? Can you do something with this demon also?
I don't know what I can do. Do we know how it can get hurt?
Take a deep breath.
If it's
Calm
going to
down.
if it's going to obey Brennar, can we just? I know it's a stupid question. Can we just ask it? Work that way? Can we just like, hey?
How do I kill you?
Yeah, I mean, you could ask it. It has to obey.
I will ask it. How do I send it back to its realm?
Yeah, it was just kind of doubling over a bit there. That hurt, Master. Master, protect me from this evil magic. I can destroy it for you, it says. You can all hear it speak in that whispering, kind of hissing, smoky voice. Do not let that symbol close to me again.
Rita's just growling. She's so, wants to rip something right now.
When Braynar basically commands, tell me how to send you back, Rita will just kind of reflexively say, boat, cart. Wait, why am I answering you?
How to send you back? Send me back light. I do not like the light. The sun.
You do not
will
like
send me
daylight?
back.
Doesn't like daylight.
I can do light, says Green Walker.
Maybe that's why the book was wrapped in cloth?
Yes, says the demon.
Green Walker, do your best.
Very well. Green Walker picks up his wand, and
Wine.
his wand, and simply summons with the wand a bright light that lights up the area. It's basically a globe of light hanging in the roof, but it's really, really bright. And the demon starts shrieking. Just cries the demon. Take
Is
it
the
away.
nun awake anymore?
Take it away.
I command you to stay here.
Here until you are banished.
No.
Destroyed.
Is the nun awake any further?
No. Well, she's kind of waking up ever so slowly, but it's still hard for her to wake up. And this demon is just kind of trying to fight its way out of the spell circle, and just trying to find any type of shadow. But however it turns within this pentagram, it just can't get escape from, and it's sizzling now, and the light is kind of dispersing the smoke, that smoky shape of the demon, and it's getting thinner and thinner, and you can hear it shriek in pain, and after only a matter of less than a minute, it dissipates and cries out in anguish and is gone, and there's just this empty calmness in the room.
Rainier falls to his knees.
And you can see now that in fact the Raven Sisters eyes is kind of comprehending what happened, and she's kind of wagging her head back and forth saying no.
I will whisper in her ear in my deepest, most wolf-like voice. Now you're going to tell us who you're working with.
I'm not working with. What do you mean working with?
How far does this go?
It's just me. What did you do?
We destroyed your demon that you've been feeding.
My master. My master.
Who else obeys your demon?
What have I done? She says. What have I done?
Tell us. Tell us exactly what you've done.
I don't know. What have I done?
Greenwalker, child, pick up whatever's left of the book.
Yeah, as you're picking it up, you notice that it's much thinner now. It's like the pages are just crumbling to dust inside the covers and just falling to the ground. And you will notice that the book must have been bound by some kind of skin, most likely human. And that covers all that's left.
Gross.
Well, we can take it in case we need proof of having dealt with it.
Right.
Sure.
Yes. I think whatever was in it's no longer there.
The question, this lady here, do we think she did this deliberately, or do we think that the book corrupted her?
Corrupted power.
Yeah.
Power corrupts absolutely.
Because I mean, she was saying, "What have I done?" But I'm curious. Yeah, is it what have I done because because I was obeying something, and didn't really want to, or say.
How did it find her, and how did she get her hands on it?
Goblins.
It's being kept here for before the blood mist. It was kept here.
Is there a record of who brought it here?
I don't remember now. She says she's very, very confused and still that.
Marita, can you give her anything for her memory?
Swift kick to the head.
I can do that.
The poison basically has to leave her system properly.
Yeah. I haven't poisoned anybody before.
You don't know how to do the
I don't know how long this is
cures.
gonna
Awesome.
last. Oh no, I can, but we have to wait to daylight hours so we go shopping and I can get the stuff I need.
Hold
Ultra
on a
is now
second.
turning
I
towards
might
the rest
actually
of
be
you.
able to help.
Everyone, guards moving upstairs to the door.
It's fine.
And the door is blocked, so we know. Just be really quiet.
Yeah, there was.
Be very, very quiet.
There is, in fact, a knock on the door. Wise one, is everything as it should be? You could hear from outside.
Marita, how good are you at?
I'm fine. Everything's fine. We're all fine here.
How are you?
That calls for a manipulation roll. Wow.
Wow.
I guess they just think that you are, in fact, Miselda the Wise. Very well, then, Wise One. Very well. And they just walk off.
My food needs rank 3.
I'm going to retire for the rest of the evening. Please don't come by again until morning.
As you wish, Wise One.
I can totally get used to this Wise One thing.
Marita the Wise.
Yeah, let's not go that far.
We do have to have a place that we could get a place that we can live. So now how long did it take to cast that spell and do all this stuff? I mean, we're still like, what time is it? 2, 3 in the morning?
Oh, yeah. It hasn't taken that long at all. This has been a matter of several minutes, maybe half an hour tops altogether.
Oh, okay.
Because the magic working, as long as it's not a ritual, it really just takes about a turn to cast a spell.
So what are we going to do with her? Because I can't sleep in here with that smell.
Well, I mean, I'll certainly stay in here with her tonight. I mean, she's tied up. You know, we leave her tied up, and we can stay in here just until she wakes up and we figure out what's going on.
Yeah, you go nose blind to it after a while.
You might. My nose is a little bigger than yours.
See, I wasn't going to say anything, but
It's okay. I can freely admit that.
Now we've also got to try and figure out how to
get this past the authorities?
Yep, and then also free the people that have been kind of that were captured trying to find the book.
Because, hey, look, politicians, it was real. Your Raven sister was crazy. How do we explain that one?
I think we've got to wait and see what happens when she wakes up, too, because she may be, if she had been under a spell and she's not now, she may freely also, let them know of her own volition what was going on. And if not, then, well...
We're going to have to beat it into her?
Could be.
Yeah, if she was corrupted, then she may just cooperate our story.
Right.
All set.
Unless she's too afraid to do so.
Then you can eat her.
So should we... I mean, there's nothing else that we have to do tonight, because we can't free anybody else tonight. So should we just...
No, we should probably rest.
I was going to say, just bunk down here? Or some people can... Yeah, or some folks can go back to the bunk room or whatever. Yeah.
Shouldn't some of us go back to the bunk room to make it more pliable? Or no, we're supposed... Marita should go back to the bunk room. They saw her come in here.
Yeah, I came in here demanding sanctuary, so I'm expected to be here.
Why don't we just stay all here for the evening?
Yeah, it's unfortunately the least confusing option.
I'm sure the antechamber's got less smell than the main hall.
As long as you're not trying to keep the Wise One awake, she will in fact fall back asleep because of the poison.
Okay.
Okay, let's do that. We were tied up, though.
Do we need to keep watch, says the Green Walker?
I would think so.
It can't hurt.
I can do that. You have both been working so hard.
Probably between yourself and Orko.
Yep.
I think that'd probably be best.
Well, it's not like Brainard can stand watch.
Yeah. Exactly.
Hey, listen.
It's a blind man. That's not nice.
I can stand.
And I just can't watch.
I'll also take part in the watch.
Well, it only requires one, because I mean, and notably, this is if you're gonna rest for a quarter day, that gives you back a chance to heal some. So that's a thing.
Okay.
Okay. And if I spend a quarter day resting, I need to make an insight check.
Yep. For it to count as sleep.
It does not count as sleep.
You have terrible nightmares. which means that you're gonna get really tired, I think.
Now, can I push that roll?
Yes, you can.
Is there anything I can do with some like soft flute music or anything?
Or wait, this is a skill roll. So
Yes, it
since
is.
my nightmares are related to the demons, I could use my pride.
I'll allow that. Yeah.
So how exactly does pride work?
You roll a d12.
Okay.
Oh, that's 3 successes, I believe. Oh, excellent. That means that it does count as sleep for you.
Okay, good.
You have the fighting
So, yes.
demons.
So I have the terrible nightmares, but I am proud enough the fact that I stood up to this demon.
Yep,
That I managed to actually get some rest in.
you do. Bernard,
right.
are you healing your agility, maybe?
I will heal my agility. So just to confirm again, that heals the whole track.
Yes, it does. Marita, you can heal your strength or your wits, but not both.
Yeah.
Marita just had a... Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I'll heal my wits.
Is anyone else hurt in any way? Frida?
I don't think she was hurt,
No,
and I'm
you're
not.
And you're not either. Okay.
With the path of the hymn, with the rank 2, where it says the number of your comrades equal to the number of willpower you spend within short range, I can heal some damage to their attributes.
Yes, you can.
Is that something that would be valuable to you guys? Or are they? I'm not sure where they are with it.
I'm not sure if that would heal, because right now, the only person who still has any type of hurt is, I think, Marita, for one point of time.
Yeah, I'm fine. I gotta.
Okay.
I didn't sleep well. The floor was too lumpy. So
Understood.
I've recovered my wits, but still got some muscle fatigue from trying to climb that damn wall.
You can all hear outside that the day has begun, definitely. Green Walker took first watch and then Ochro, which means that they will both be sleepy now, because they have stayed up a bit too long. So by the end of today, they'll take a point of wits damage. But they've been keeping watch and making sure that no one has been coming in, and so far no one has been.
And how's the how's Miss Alda?
The wise one.
The wise one.
Yeah, she's waking up in her chair. I'm gonna put her here on the map, so if she's sitting on the chair there, you can put yourselves around her wherever you want to be. Green Walker will, as always, be close to Brennar, because that's what he does. Ochro will be by the door still. Where would Marita and Frida be?
Frida's probably making breakfast on the hearth if we're still in the temple.
Yeah. So
Perfect.
then you'll be in a different room, adjacent room, basically.
Yeah, I'll probably be fairly close to the door just in case the guards come and want to talk to the wise woman again until she wakes up.
So Fidan is the one who's close to the prisoner, is that it?
Yes.
All right. So she's starting to wake up, and as she does, slowly but surely, she's shaking her head back and forth. And what did you do? What did you do?
Well,
What
we're
have you
making
done?
breakfast. You want some? Oh, well, we got rid of the demon that was here that you were feeding, if that's what you're asking about.
Why did you do that? Why?
Because it was evil.
You... let me go.
No. So what were you doing keeping a demon here? Why would you have a demon here? And
it was... Oh, you don't understand. Who are you? By what right do you do this?
we do this because you were killing people and feeding this demon here in a sanctuary that you shouldn't have been doing this in.
She will scream thief at this point. Thieves! Murderers! She's screaming at the top of her lungs.
Frida?
I come back with a gag tied around her mouth. Listen, lady. You're going to be quiet, and you're going to very politely answer our questions. Understand? Or there'll be more hair pulling involved.
She's looking at you with a gaze that could... It couldn't drip more of anger and hatred towards you right now.
It's perfectly fine. Frida's used to that.
We killed your demon, and you're going to try to get us. You're trying to call thief and murder, try to get us in trouble. That's probably not a good idea.
We've got your skin-bound book.
Manipulation. It seems to me like you're trying to use your silver tongue to get her to be more reasonable.
I am. Okay, perfect. Manipulation.
You can add, this is social conflict, you can add definitely another die because your group is bigger than hers.
Okay. Okay, cool. Ooh.
And I'm going to give you actually a second die extra for that if you want, because...
So let's roll one more die?
Yeah.
Okay.
While that's going on, I'm going to see if I can find like some water or something and like help Raynar kind of flush out his eyes and stuff just in case.
Yeah.
Well,
surprisingly, it doesn't work. That didn't go too well, Fidan.
No, and I'm usually pretty good at manipulation.
Yeah.
If you're not going to push, I will try to intimidate instead.
I'll try to push.
All right. So remove those two base dice. You still have your what is it? It's going to be 4 base dice and 3 skill dice.
That's what I'm rolling 4 base and 3 skill.
Yeah.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Now you have gained 2 points of willpower. How do you have... You can't have 6 in... Oh, I see. So you didn't actually... I think you might have keyed the
what did I roll wrong?
You have an empathy of 5, so it should have been 5 base dice and 3 skill dice.
6.
So you don't actually get 2 points of willpower. On the other hand, you did have the right number of base dice. So you succeed. The long and the short of it is you succeed and you have a willpower point extra.
Okay.
She will quiet down and become very reasonable when you're expressing pretty much what Frida just said, but in a much more soft-spoken way that apparently manages to find its way through her befuddled and angry mind, probably because your voice is so soothing. She didn't expect that.
So, what is it that what were you doing here with this demon? Why were you feeding this thing?
It taught me so many things. Oh, the powers that it taught me. Unlocked secrets that I had never seen before. Couldn't understand without it. It was my master. She can see now that there are tears coming down her cheeks. What have I done? What have you done? You've destroyed everything.
So but you were killing people to feed this. I mean, that's got to go against any of the vows that you had.
A small price to pay for unlocking the secrets of the universe.
I don't think that the people that you killed would agree with that.
What do they know? I have to protect them from horrors. This is the best way to do it.
And what horrors were you protecting them from? Way out here in the in the outposts.
It was only a matter of time before the goblins or the saurians will destroy us all. And you can't trust the elves in the forest.
Oh, they were pretty good to us.
Rita kind of stands menacingly behind Fidon.
What do you know? She's looking at both now, Fidon and Frida. You're not human. You don't know what it's like.
Oh, okay, so...
Marita's kind of just standing there.
Okay, so kind of good old-fashioned xenophobia here is pretty much what we're dealing with.
Yeah,
Surrounded
maybe not a nice
everywhere.
person after all.
Yeah.
By enemies out to get us.
So should we just go get the guards and try to explain what's going on? Well, I don't think she's going
We
to be
should
telling
double
them.
check and make sure the local government isn't in on it.
Actually, I kind of ask her that, and I'll ask her that too. It's like, well, who else? Who's been helping you with this? Or, I mean, are any of the other sisters involved?
No one. Nobody knows.
Really? How do you get your sacrifices?
I'd like to try to insight, see if she's telling the truth.
Feel free to go ahead.
Same, because I'm listening in from afar.
For sure.
I am also going to insight because I am literally angrily watching.
I am super insightful.
Typically, the one person, if you're helping, how it works is that you're helping the die roller to do it. So you
Okay.
add 2 more skill dice to Marita, basically. The person who's best at doing the insight roll, which is a toss-up
makes
between
sense.
Marita and Brennar.
Looks like Maria's done well.
Yeah.
Yep, we'll just give it to Marita.
Yeah, exactly. So, Marita is yeah, right now she's definitely not lying. Fidon managed to wear down her defenses, and she's just spilling the beans right now.
Okay, so I'll kind of lean in close enough for Fidan to listen since he's doing the talking to say, like, she seems to be honest with us.
Okay. So, so how did you manage to get the sacrifices then?
This is the execution grounds, she says. She's still stuck, obviously, and bound. It was literally very simple. I just asked Lady Rinda to conduct the executions here on hallowed ground, and that fed the book. It was so easy.
So, were you manipulating anyone else in the town? Was this evil spreading throughout anyone else in the town?
No, they never knew. They never knew. It was so easy. I am the Raven Sister. I care for their souls.
But was the demon feeding on that? Was the demon, influencing everyone else in the town?
Oh, I wouldn't let anyone else get close to my master. She's crying.
Okay.
That's good to know.
Yep. Yeah. So I think we're gonna have to go and get the. Yeah, I think this is probably a good point to go get. What do you think? The guards and some of the folks in the town to kind of explain what's going on.
In fact,
Or should
this
we?
is an excellent point where to hear a knock on the door.
Ooh.
Who is it?
Miss Zelda, are you in there? And you hear the voice of Lady Narinda.
Okay.
Let's try and talk our way out of the corner.
Well, we're gonna have to do it. I guess.
I guess.
Open the door.
I
You
did have
opened
the
the
chance
door?
to clean my cloth, right?
Yeah, that's Lady Narinda outside there who will be coming in. And how wide are you opening the door? How is this layout going? Is she seeing Miss Zelda sitting there right away, or?
Now is she by herself?
Yeah, she is by herself.
I mean, again, I'd let her in and then just kind of close the door behind her, kind of softly, just kind of just let her all the way in. And
she's coming in and she's looking around and she's going, "What?" And her jaw just drops because she's sitting.
The Wolfkin is literally standing with her hands up.
Yeah.
And standing as passively as possible.
But
so not to be misconstrued.
Bound in a chair, tears flowing down her cheeks, her blood-stained cheeks that are now having little traces of tears going through those bloodstains, and all of you around.
Show her the book, guys.
I was like, we can explain. Let me show you. Let me explain what's going on.
Her hand is kind of going towards her sword because she does carry one of those. But right now she's stunned by this situation. So you do have a chance to explain things to her.
Okay. So I explained to her, okay, this is going to sound whacked. But okay, so Masquerade was actually dealing with the demon. We have the proof. We have a book that we had had a demon in it. And she was sacrificing to the demon. She was feeding it and getting dark magic insights from the demon.
Since you have the book and the evidence and so many people, you get... I'm going to give you 2 skill dice to this manipulation roll, because that's what it is.
Okay, so so based on my skill dice goes up to 4, right? 2. Is that how that works? Am I doing that right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
That works.
Okay.
Misalda is sitting there and saying, "It's not true. It's not true. Don't listen to them." Which, I mean, she has to try.
Sure.
Liar.
So I kind of very, very calmly, of course, I take up, I got hands up. I was like, let me show you. And I actually take her over and show her where the tile was that was loose, that had the space underneath. I'm like, this is the book. I show her the book. And here it was under here. Here's where all the blood was that was covering it. And this is what was, this is what she'd been doing. And we found out, and we were able to stop her, and we were able to banish the demon. Well, actually, Braynar was, who's now blind.
You kind of do it.
Misalda is they're trying to rob me. They're trying to rob me. My love, help me.
Of what?
Help me, my love. They're trying to rob us all.
My love.
My love.
Yep.
So... I'm like, we weren't robbing, obviously.
Nirinda looks very confused and starts to look angry at you guys.
Broke, bare the door.
If we were gonna rob you, we wouldn't
be here
until morning.
Yeah, and we wouldn't have then opened the door to let her in. Obviously, we wouldn't do that. Not when there's 7 of us, 6 of us.
Is this true? She turns towards Misalda. Is this true at all? What is happening here? And she's looking at Misalda and let her go. She's looking at you and asking you to let her go.
I would. Why don't you come over here and talk to her over here? I'll step back. You can come over here and talk to her. I wouldn't let her go yet. She's actually been feeding demons. That's probably not a good thing to let her go. But come on over and talk to her. And yes, somebody go bar the door.
Lady Mirinda is still confused. She looks... What? But she can't be... You can't do this. This is a temple. What are you...
The temple's already been desecrated by the demon sacrifices.
It is all true, says Greenwalker.
This place is a temple no more.
And the blood on the floor, and things are finally starting to compute for Lady Mirinda.
I will helpfully point out the sigil and go like, see this part here? That's not right. And that part there, that's not right.
I'd even show her the things like the blood
skin
magic
band
things
book.
that we've found on her, you know, and say, this is what we found on her last night.
How could you, she says, and she's looking towards Miss Alda at this point. What have you done? And at this point, they're both crying. This... Lady Narita is at a loss for words at this point. A demon! A demon book! You had me feed a demon? She's screamingly upset.
And it took some of our most powerful mages in the land to actually banish this demon too. The sacrifices they had to do.
The sacrifices have been terrifying, says Greenwalker. Poor Brennar can't see.
I'm gonna have trouble sleeping for like weeks.
We haven't actually
all
known how long, but it's been 6 days.
And we all almost came under its spell. It was a very powerful demon that she was working with.
How can how you have much to answer for. She looks, Lady Narindra looks positively heartbroken at this point.
I will kind of nudge Fida in and be like, the people in the dungeon, we might want to mention that.
Oh, yeah. and by the way, there are several people that were looking for this book because they knew that it was evil, and they're actually languishing in your dungeon. We're not to bring it up right now, but it might be a bad time, but we'd kind of like to get them out of the dungeon if we could. That's, probably not a good thing.
Lady Narindra opens the door, shouts for the guards.
Keep.
I will put my hand on my staff, but not actually ready yet.
Mm.
Raynar will stand a little bit more straighter, and that's about it.
Frida's hands go down by her sword, but not grabbing it, just kind of dangling there.
I'm just going to walk casual.
I will very gently point Brainard towards the door. So,
in case you gotta run.
Appreciate it.
It doesn't take a whole lot of time for a couple of guards to come, and Narindra points to Misalda and just take her down to the dungeon right now. And Misalda, who is now quite awake, says, "Never!" And then she starts doing an incantation.
Am I still close to her?
Can I punch her in the face?
I suppose so, yes.
I'm just wondering if that would break her concentration.
To be honest, Vita, and if you don't, my hand's going for her head to knock her unconscious.
Yeah, same thing.
Sounds a little bit like initiative.
Okay. So do I just draw from the deck, or?
Yeah, I'm just dealing it out now. There we go. So that one that you have there, that's your initiative.
Okay.
So and the one that I drew was for Miss Alda specifically. Alright, Fidan is later than Miselda. When is Frida? Yeah, you're acting late. Oh, that's Marita, and Frida is 5?
Yes.
Alright, so Miselda is in fact first. Before any of you has time to react, I could deal one more card to myself to see when Lady Narindra can act. And she can act later. So, like The rest of you, she is late.
To be fair, it was a long night. So.
It was a long night.
Yeah.
And Lady Narendra is still kind of shocked by the whole thing. So Misalda is invoking... she's not unbound, obviously, so this will be hard on her. But she is... you can sense the energies coming, and I believe that you can do a dispel at any point in... because it breaks the initiative order, it says?
Yeah, dispel is a reaction.
Yeah.
I'm out of willpower. So.
And so is, I guess, Brenner?
Yep.
I guess you're all out of willpower because that was a long night. So Miselda is just summoning those energies, and you can recognize the flavor of this. She's going to immolate someone, and she's immolating herself. And she starts screaming as the spell takes effect. And then she stops screaming. And she's leaning back in her chair. Her skin is reddened by that inner fire. And you can feel the smell of burning flesh that sort of comes out of her mouth and ears. And
all these smells, I'm going to have to make a vomit check.
there's blood.
Okay, well,
That's unfortunate.
yeah.
Yeah,
So,
Lady Narendra is standing there, is
sorry.
absolutely stunned.
Ruby, I go over and give her a hug. Sorry.
She storms out together with the guards. Be gone soon, she says to all of you. Be gone. Leave this place.
Can you let the people out of the dungeon?
It might be hard to reach her right now.
How is her lesbian lover summoning demons my fault?
Well, the down-knowing people will probably understand that she's in a great deal of shock and pain right now.
Yep.
Yeah, we should probably not antagonize her further.
No, obviously not.
But I'm sure our orcish friend here could probably arrange for the release of his compatriots.
I hope so,
At this point.
he says.
Well,
He's looking
Seeing
really
as they didn't
worried.
do anything wrong.
Well, they tried to steal from a temple.
They did try to steal from the keep, to be precise.
Yeah, so...
well, why don't we retire to the dwarves' encampment, and then maybe
You guys can let the goblin cult know that your initiation's complete.
That's right.
That's right too.
We can give them what's left of the book.
Yep.
You can.
I'm not sure giving goblins
Actually-
a skin-covered demon book is a good idea.
Well, it's just a cover now.
Yeah, I can't imagine they can do much.
That doesn't
with
mean it'll stay just a cover.
They're goblins. What's the worst that could happen?
Oh, ye little face.
And that's how wars start. Somebody says, what's the worst that could happen?
Whoever knows that we might need some, naked blue goblins in the near future. It's best to have them on our side.
Oh, why do I stay with you people?
We don't know.
Yeah, it is kind of a mystery. So maybe. So Brainard, you're still blind, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Crap. All right.
Well, it's daytime now. We can just walk through the gate and we can lead him back to the dwarf encampment.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to stop us from leaving at this point.
No. It's, this is true. I can roll a die to see how many days that Marita will have her nightmares.
I rolled and got a 5, but if you want to roll...
Oh, you rolled a 5?
That's great. I rolled a 5.
Okay, then a 5 it is.
Yeah, it's there in the chat someplace.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Yeah, so you're moving out of the temple, and people are kind of starting to gather around the temple by now because there was a commotion, and you're coming out into the daylight. It's a cold day. It's going to be, what, about 5 centigrade, something like that at this point. Still early. It's mid-morning, though, so it's still windy. Clouds chasing over the sky. And there, in fact, you will find your old friend, Rosalind.
Huh.
Oh, there you are, she says. You do get around, don't you?
We do.
What happened here? Do tell. I'm very curious. Lady Narendra seemed very angry.
Metal piece in the inside, though.
Evil book, demon, kicked its ass, sent it back.
Oh,
Here's in the town.
resourceful.
We need to leave, right away.
Why would she be so angry about that?
We think she might have been sleeping with the nun.
It sounds so tawdry when you say it like that.
I see.
Sorry, I'm not built for tact, okay?
So would that have been a? I mean, would that have been a bad thing because she was a nun? I mean, is that a, or did it have to be celibate?
It sounds like something that you would hear in a tavern story, right? You could have said, she had a personal relationship with the nun, and she's taken this turn of events very poorly.
I like my way better.
Well, apparently, there's nothing in these materials suggesting that Raven Sisters would take a vow of chastity as such.
Okay.
So she was. She was totally sleeping with the nun.
So so we're really kind of not on Narenda's good side right now.
No.
No.
Although,
But and Rosalind is looking at you. You've antagonized Lady Narendra, you say?
intentionally,
Not intentionally,
Well,
but we did.
we were just trying to banish a demon. And the lady who cast the demon set herself on fire and happened to have a personal relationship with Lady Narendra.
see, so much better.
So, sequence of events.
So,
I mean, but at the end of the day, it was good.
if I
We got rid of the
understand
demon.
We banished a demon,
If
and
I
I'm sure
understand-
that she will forgive us eventually.
if I understand the situation correctly, then Lady Narendra was in fact having a romantic tryst with a demon worshipper.
Exactly.
Isn't that a great rumor to start?
I see.
See, this is why we're on her bad side.
Exactly.
Well,
Actually, I guess we probably shouldn't have mentioned that. Maybe in hindsight.
So maybe that's why she doesn't like us.
it could be. It could be.
She appeared to not be aware of the demon worshipping.
Right.
Appearances can be deceiving, my dear. I'm sure you've realized that by now.
That's a good point.
Well, if she's a cultist, well, you gotta fix that.
Well,
There could be more books.
Potentially.
Raynor rubs his eyes.
Millicent said that she wasn't working with anybody either, and you said she wasn't lying, so...
Right.
Right. So either way, I don't think Lady Narenda's political career is going to survive long. She may take that out on us.
This is a bit of a scandal, isn't it?
So I'd rather be down with the dwarves who kind of tolerate us.
Yeah, I agree.
Some of them even like us.
Let's go with my people. Yeah, let's go with my people.
Yes.
Although, Rosalind, if you happen to be in the area and there's like a reward for defeating the demon, if you want to like swing by and collect that for us, and we'll pay you part of it.
Let me, says Rosalind, let me go to the keep and see what I can find out, and if Lady Narendra indeed does have anything to do with this.
That's a
would
good
be-
idea.
Yeah, because I don't think we should show our faces around the keep.
No.
I
Not
will
unless
do-
we want to be arrested.
And
We don't want to be arrested.
no,
Not today.
I don't want to have to hurt some poor guard.
And should we go back though and give the we should go back and give the goblins the book, right?
We should let them know that,
Or
that
at
we've
least let
kept
them
them.
know. Yeah.
You can let them know that the evil is gone. I wouldn't give them the book.
So Brainer, are you up for a bit of a walk?
Sure, as long as you can guide me.
Guide him.
I think that book should be burnt and thrown in the water.
Oh, ye of little faith.
Because we got Greenwalker too. He can come with us even. But
I
I know
would be
that-
happy to come with you. And
Yeah.
maybe when we're done with all this, we can go, because Marita said we should go to the coast. I think it's a great idea, because somewhere along the coast is Pelagia. You must have heard of Pelagia.
It sounds familiar.
Hey, Greenwalker, look on the bright side. You completed your quest.
Pelagia is... Yes, I did. And so that's why I want to return to Pelagia. I've never been to Pelagia, but now that I've completed this quest, maybe the people there will accept me. You understand? That's the place where the humans are said to have first tread the soil of the Ravenlands. Now,
Oh,
according
that's why
to
it sounds familiar.
the Druids, the winds of the land are born between the four holy monoliths to be loaded with rain so that the clouds can carry water to the fields and forests. And I've heard rumors before I came here that there are great expectations at the temple. Apparently it has been granted another gift. And that only happens like 4 times before. And this is a gift that only the worthy can claim. I mean, maybe now I am worthy. I don't know. But what it is, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Well, I mean, it does put a considerable different distance between us and any fallout from Lady Narenda.
I don't know about humans, though, man. You're like the only human that tolerates me.
They're not all bad. Just, most of them. Yeah.
Oh, but the druids are Elven Spring like me.
Brainard's the only elf that tolerates me, so.
But I'm a frailer, not a Elven Spring.
This is true.
Big-
That they will not.
At the very least, it gives us a destination to head in. I mean, you never know what we might find along the way.
This is true. And space between us and Lady Narenda is always a good idea.
It could be.
Yeah, because
But I think we should go back and tell the goblins that we did their part.
Yes,
definitely.
let's at least spend the night with the dwarves and see how much we can heal.
Yep. And I think that too. It'd be nice to figure out if we can find out, get some kind of assistance for Ochro on his and his companions.
Oh yes,
Like-
that would be good.
Yeah, I mean, at least we know that they weren't just looking around for something that we know was real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Rosalind might be able to get us like a lay of the land, as it were, too.
Yeah. So how about while she's
She
doing
might
that?
be the best person to politically help those people, as we don't have the best reputation with the current government.
Yeah.
But they have
So should
heard
we-
of you.
So.
They have heard of us. Oh, they've heard of us.
Oh, well.
So we'll go back to the goblins. That'll be our next task.
Well, you're by
Okay.
ways of
Rest
the
with the
dwarven
dwarves
camp,
first,
clearly.
I
We'll go to
think.
the dwarf camp.
Yep.
Yeah.
They
dwarf
will.
camp and
They
then
will
go.
receive you, and of course, they're all quite curious about what has taken place, what has happened.
So do we tell them everything? I mean, we'll tell them the demon and stuff for sure. Do we bring Narendra into this?
That's a good
I don't
question.
think we need to make
I would-
her life worse.
Right, because I kind of have a feeling that I know that it's been strained between her and the dwarves already. We don't want them to all of a sudden go, oh, got some leverage here. Yeah, we'll leave that part out.
Fair enough. So
And-
basically, you're going back to the dwarven camp, and your by now well-known dwarven companions, the Tribble Twine brothers and Bodgar, are there, and well, basically they're frustrated. They're very curious about the news. That's for sure. Well, how did it go? Says Bodgar when you arrive in the camp.
Well, we did find a demon book, and found out that Masalda the Wise was not so wise after all. She was actually in league with doing blood magic, and we were able to defeat the demon, much to the chagrin of. Well, I mean, we did it, but sadly, our companion Brainar has been blinded because of it.
Oh, that saddens us.
Yeah, but again, we did. We do have faith that we can figure out a way to get him to recover his eyesight. But we have the demon's been defeated, and that's always a good thing. For my part,
says Bodgar. And the Tribble Twines are also nodding intensely. Yeah. Do you think that this will have put Lady Narendra in such a debt of gratitude that we might lower the taxes now? Says Bodgar.
Maybe not. I'd give that some time.
Rosalind, I think, is still doing some fighting on that front.
Yeah.
Tribble... Thulman is grumping again, and what do you mean time? We don't have time. Every day is costly for us. We don't have time.
I think that she's unfortunately she's going to be tied up with this. It's going to be kind of embarrassing for her because there was the temple in town and
the Raven sister was very highly respected apparently.
Yeah, and they were giving them sacrifices unwittingly. Didn't know they were feeding it. It's dicey. It's we don't want to upset the apple cart, so to speak.
One could even say that the leader of the fort could have maybe been associated with the demon worshipper. Who knew?
A cart, says Bogdar. A cart. That's the point. Excellent idea, Fidan. You see, cousins, brothers, we buy a cart. And we take it overland, our cargo, instead of going by river. Before they notice that we have gone. That way, we don't have to pay any taxes.
Good idea. She's too preoccupied.
Yeah. And
there's a guy we sold a cart to not like 2 days ago. He might still have it.
How did this never occur to you before?
Because we have a boat, and we don't want to sell the boat, of course. But if we have to
Can't you just drag it behind you?
It's awkward, isn't it?
Put it...
The travel time will be much, much longer this way. But, well, at this point...
Your wares, I believe, is...
Yeah. Yeah, well, if you use a cart, at least you'll be making some money as opposed to no money.
That's precisely my idea.
Yeah.
And,
actually, I'm preoccupied.
Why did I ever let you talk me into this? Merble? Your harebrained ideas about trade?
I wonder if and I've just forgotten her name, who has the boat, who's helping us out there.
Rosalind.
Yes, Rosalind. I'm wondering, maybe Rosalind would be interested in a second boat? You can always check and see. Might be able to sell one.
Huh, that's true.
Alternatively.
Yes.
And we are trying to get to the coast, but we don't have any money.
Alternatively, too, Rosalind, if she's got her both and she just came from down there, why can't you just put your goods back on Rosalind's boat and go back downstream?
And that might be a good idea too, yes. And get it past the nose of the guards.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not going to be in any condition to take any tolls or taxes over the next day or so.
I don't think they'll be very concerned.
See, this is why she doesn't like us.
One could say they definitely wouldn't see it coming, and he points to his eyes.
All right. Before you guys head out, though, we need to go and talk to the goblins to let them know that we have basically paid for the rescue of your goods.
Yeah,
Yep. It shouldn't be too hard for you to get up there to the goblins and hand over the thing. And to make a long story not terribly long, you've already tracked your way through the forest before there, Marita. So it's going to be a simple enough venture to go that same way again. The goblins are still in the same glen. They have their scouts out there, and they will shout this time. They're on the lookout and ask you to state your business.
So do I still have the blue dye on my forehead?
What do you want?
Do we still have the blue dye on our foreheads by any chance?
No, you washed it off.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay. But anyway, we've come to let you know that we've come to let you know that we've completed the quest. We have actually defeated the evil book.
Oh, Eor's chosen, are you?
Sure. Yes.
Eor's
Absolutely.
chosen.
Yes.
Bring a word to the wise one. They also have a wise one.
Hopefully the goblin wise one is wiser than the other wise one.
I believe it was
You give them the cover of the book? Is that...
No, dude, that's a bad idea.
Will carry it in great reverence.
Oh, this is such a bad idea.
The source of evil.
It's like a later Frida problem. It's not a today Frida problem, so don't worry about it.
Think of it as sowing the seeds for a future adventure.
And the goblins have summoned a demon.
A bigger one.
It's okay.
Yeah, they will...
Goblins are crunchy and good with tomato paste.
And, in fact, it's going to take you some minutes, maybe quarter of an hour or something like that, before a retinue of goblins are coming down the forest path with Velatula carried on a palanquin. She's sitting on this is really just a bunch of sort of wooden sticks that they've tied together with very crude ropes, but she's sitting there on top of it in her tattered clothes, and she's going to bring you her blessing. Aren't you all very happy now?
Oh, yeah, does this involve more blue dye? But okay.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
Eor's chosen have given you the foresight, she says, and she rattles the bones and gives you again Eor's cross on your forehead. May Eor light
She do it to all of us this time?
And fill your hearts with the wisdom of the moon. May mayhem never be far from you.
I don't think it will be.
Bring our bows in respect.
Yeah. So does Fidan.
Does she do it to all of us this time, or just Brenner and Fadon again?
No, it was Brenner and Fidan who were the chosen ones, so...
Okay.
Children of the mayhem. Oh, yes. Yes. You have served her well. She's looking at the cover of the book, and... We shall not dine on you tonight. And then she climbs back on the chair and leads the goblins away.
Frida mumbles something about I'm the one that dines on people.
No, they're not going to eat us. They're going to eat the book. That's why it sent it to me.
Oh God, that's not better.
Oh,
Yeah, it is actually.
I would much rather they eat the evil book than me.
Yeah.
I mean, depends.
Oh, I
right?
wouldn't let goblins eat you.
And so you can leave the forest again. By the time you get back, it's well into late afternoon. Your stomachs are growling. Your throats are parched. You can see that the dwarves are kind of trying to pack up their camp. But they also have
Is your kitchen still available? Is your kitchen still available?
It is. They're, in fact, I was going to say that they're, in fact, making a stew over the fire.
I will just barge in and shoot the chef out of the kitchen at this point and start cooking.
That works.
At some point, we need to teach her manners at some point.
You don't have enough to heal up.
Almost, Chris. Almost.
So, we'll help them pack up too. I think
you can spend
not pack up.
You can spend a quarter day now and pack up and do whatever you want. Because I mean, if you're gonna do some cooking anyway, that's gonna take a little while.
And my cooking skill with the kitchen is enough that I should be able to feed the whole camp.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I make 12 portions.
Yep. That's enough for everyone.
All right. So we need to decide where we're going to head from here. Obviously, I don't think we can stick around the fort for terribly long.
No. We should send word to Rosalind if we're leaving them.
Rosalind will in fact be joining you in the camp as you're having your supper. And
excellent.
Yeah. And she doesn't mind to partake at all, if you offer.
Of course.
Well, you see, my friends, she says, and she sits down. I have tried to find out one or two things during this day, and I believe I have managed to find some one or two things out. First of all, I do believe that Lady Narendra is not as innocent as she seems to be.
Of course she's not.
I believe that she is entirely partial to this whole sordid affair. And, well, I don't want to overstate the case, but I am afraid to say that I'm not sure that she is the best steward of these lands. Should we really be lining the pockets of demon worshippers with our taxes? Is
she in on it after all?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, then we should take her out too.
So, is there now? It sounds silly. She's not an elected official, is she?
Nope.
No. She was appointed.
Yeah, she's the hereditary ruler of these areas.
Oh, even better.
Hereditary ruler. I'm just wondering. I mean, is there a way we could take her out without? I mean, there's
corrupted demon worshipping princess. This is great.
She's not a demon worshipper. She's like demon worshipping adjacent.
Yeah.
If that's the case, you might as well put me there too.
Don't think I haven't.
So,
well,
then
man,
what do we
how many fingers?
That's the nightmares.
Are you still under his spell or something?
Yeah, but he hasn't given me any orders, so.
That actually ended after a quarter day, so no, she's not under that spell.
Okay.
So, what else has Rosalind found? Anything else that we need to know about, or?
Well, they seem to have plenty of guards, and they're all fiercely loyal to Lady Narendra. That's
of course they are. They're probably all charmed or something.
You're quite right, I believe. So, how to...
Or maybe she just pays them.
Money doesn't make you that loyal.
Yes, it does.
And I'm afraid to say that I'm not sure that we have enough forces here. I mean, she's looking towards the dwarves at this point. You agree with me, of course, that we cannot be lining the pockets of a demon worshipper here at this shore, don't you? And the dwarves are absolutely agreeing with this. No, in fact, we were simply going to try to bypass it, if you will. You have brought warriors, and of course they have. You know, you can see their escort there. But I don't think the numbers that you have would be enough to, shall we say, remedy the problem here in this spot, in situ, as it were.
Do you have a suggestion?
Well, military strategy has never really been my forte. I'm simply a trader. Frida, you are very handy with a sword. Do you know anything about how to deal with a situation like this? There must be at least 24 guards here.
I tend to use the blunt approach. That might not be the best one here.
I might be outnumbered.
Oh,
Laura.
your friends. They're in the prison. If we could get them weapons,
Yeah.
there's 12.
That's true.
Could we possibly,
Oh.
if we tell the rest of the city the truth, could we cause an uprising?
Perhaps, says Rosalind. I might be able to help you with that, she says, and smiles.
Yeah.
I am
Because
well versed
if
with
they
words.
kill her rather than we kill her, that's probably better.
Or at least we get them. You get enough people to turn against her, so the guards are occupied as well.
They have a
Unrest.
rebellion on their hands.
Yeah.
We could probably, the two chosen ones here could probably get the goblins and their god of mischief to cause a distraction.
Probably.
There's that too.
Mm.
Actually, yeah, that's not a bad idea. And then, well, no,
Plans
but
coming together.
So, Rosalind, what would you think then? Like once we figure out that, and there's a power vacuum, what are you thinking from that point forward? I mean, are you thinking that maybe setting yourself up, or maybe a handsome young?
Why, I would not mind at
Dwarf?
all. If no one else, I'm sure it would be. I would certainly do my level best to make this area prosperous again.
Would the people accept that, though, or would they need
We're
someone
all
of the
over.
same lineage?
We're overlooking a really important thing, though. What's in it for us?
Raiding the treasury once we get into the keep.
For example, well, not too much of the treasury. I would need it to invest in this particular area.
Yeah, but we'd at least have some traveling change.
I suppose if we put you in
who is-
power,
who
you
has
could
the
always pay
best-
us as mercenaries after the fact.
Who has the best insight of you all again?
I think me and Brainerd both are like 6.
Both.
Yeah.
6.
So either one of you.
Yeah,
Chris.
it's terrible.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I've had some good rolls already, so Brainerd's turn to shine.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes, yes, it
Push you in
is.
their direction.
However, I'm gonna spend a willpower for Rosalind to succeed automatically. You're completely convinced by her position.
That's the thing.
Yep, that's a thing.
Cool.
In terms of game mechanics, Path of Lies.
Aha.
Interesting.
Ah,
Sounds like a roguish path. Maybe a bard path.
It's a peddler path.
Oh, a peddler. There you go.
It's kind of a mix of both.
Yep.
So, what I'm thinking is, if we put in the work to make this rebellion happen, we get some cash out of it because we plan to travel.
Of course.
But we could use a place that could serve as a base of operations.
Well, yes, I would be willing to offer you lodgings here. If I became the
something-
new lord.
Something that we own, like something that's not yours that we borrow or rent or stay at when we come. It's something that's ours.
You drive a hard bargain, don't you?
Well, we're putting you up as we're
literally putting you on the
deposing.
throne.
Yeah.
A house, yes. How about the tavern that is currently being managed or mismanaged?
that's good to me.
Or the shrine? You spoke of how it has been defiled and
Yeah, no, it stinks.
Absolutely love the shrine.
I'm sure you would, demon boy.
you can. I'm sure people with your skill and can sanctify it properly again.
Yes, sure we could. But at the same time, we could also get the bar and have some additional coins turn on, you know?
Possibly, yes.
The tavern is much better. I'm not sleeping in a... Do you want to give Marita more nightmares? No.
And
What? Do I talk in my sleep?
Yes.
Sorry.
Damn it.
So, what do you think? Yeah?
Tavern.
Yeah, some traveling coin and the tavern. I think we can probably make a rebellion happen.
And then I think from the dwarfs portion, and I'm just speaking here as a currently old blind man, as long as you can accept the fact that they would be able to trade in these realms, I'm sure they'd be able to go ahead and assist you with your rebellion too.
You can see that the Trimblewine brothers are stroking their beards very carefully. Well, now that you mention it, we do have some warriors here that could help out.
So we need to sneak some weapons into Ochro's people.
We need to get some weapons.
That's true too. Yeah, my one dagger's not going to do it.
Probably not. Ochros, I can help you sneak things in there, yes. I have a soft foot.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Sure.
I mean, if we have some spending around money, because we're going to need money to outfit people for a rebellion to get us money. So somebody's going to have to front some cash, and I'll look at like Rosalind. But if it's known that we're leaving and that we need to equip ourselves for long travel, so we're going to have to pick up some stuff to protect ourselves along the way. So we should be able to buy some weapons without drawing too much attention. There's got to be a blacksmith or a lawyer or something in town.
Yep.
This is all a fair point. I believe I can equip you with some coin for that.
And then, like, we don't have to outfit everybody, because once the fighting starts, then they can just pick up weapons from dropped enemies.
Indeed.
Yep.
I mean, we'll do like a cost-efficient rebellion.
Gosh.
Now, should we also involve the goblins and try to get them to do any kind of distraction in this too, or are we going to...
I think mayhem would be very appreciated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and with the goblins, really, we probably just have to point them at a location and say, go cause some trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, these are the people that stole your book in the first place.
I would be able, for my part, says Marita, not Marita, says Rosalind, I would be able, for my part, to sponsor this with some silver coins. I do have some on my person, but I've already spent quite a lot and invested in my cargo, you see, so I don't have a whole lot of coins left, I'm afraid.
Do you have any weapons in your cargo?
My cargo consists mostly of grain and various produce from my lands. Not weapons.
The dwarves have weapons in their cargo.
No, it's iron, says the dwarves.
Yeah, it was raw material.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was weapon. Did I buy a shield off of them?
Yes, you bought a shield from one of them. They've crafted a new one.
Yeah.
But that was one of their own personal shields.
Ah.
But at the very least, we could check in town and see what they have available for weapons.
Okay.
Right.
And that way, too, word will get out that we're looking at leaving. We're just getting ready to go.
So, split the party?
You can do more damage that way. I mean...
Brenner and Fidon go talk to the goblins since you're their chosen ones, and Marita and I'll go pick out some weapons.
Sounds good.
Sounds, yeah.
The girls will go shopping.
And Ochro can go as well and try to figure out what he can find.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they're going to have to be weapons that will be able to sneak in to the prison break.
Yeah.
So are you going to do this on the same evening now, or the next day?
Probably the next day.
Yeah, it would be the next day.
Yeah, that gives you all the chance to have another night of sleep, which helps, because then Brenner will regain his eyesight the next day. And I believe Marita had 1 point of strength to recover as well.
Yep. Just see if the nightmares get me or not.
Yeah.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
And again,
You're too busy scheming.
If this would, if there had been a problem, I would definitely have allowed the D12 pride. It seems very appropriate for this particular situation.
Yeah. I think you can only do pride once per session, maybe.
Yeah, but as we've established that for these nightmares, for these particular nightmares, the pride would apply.
Gotcha. Okay. Perfect.
Because it had to do with fighting off a demon. I found that to be a very good rationale.
Okay. Perfect.
So when we're going to talk to the goblins, we have to kind of have a plan that everybody knows about before we go and talk to them. Like, I mean, what is the plan going to be?
When's the next full moon?
That's a good question. I haven't actually coded where the moon is right now.
Because we associated with
talking. Shidon is excellent at talking. How much manipulation do you have?
My manipulation is actually pretty good. It is. Hold on 1 second. I gotta go back up here. My manipulation is total is 7.
And Rosalind is in fact slightly better. You can, well, I mean, if you want to bring her to the goblins.
You guys are their chosen one.
Yeah, I don't mind going. Yeah,
this is true. So I can. In fact, I'm going to give you a bonus die for being the chosen one.
Yeah, and I'm thinking Rosalind. I mean, let her do her thing in the city, and spread the rumors and get people going, and get the crowd frothed up.
Yeah, that's not bad. Yeah.
Hey guys, did you hear?
Yeah. She's very good at rumor mongering for sure.
And but like I said, so like Brennan was saying, I mean, we have to figure out a timing because we can't just walk to the goblins. We need you to do this. Well, when? And so what is our plan? Do like I said, to that point, did we know when the next full moon is, or something like that, or something that we can use, which is a good clue for them, or in 2 days or something?
Yeah.
We need to have a time frame to get them.
Yeah, you're just in the beginning of spring rise, I believe. But this is not a lunar calendar, so.
3 days.
Yeah.
3 days to start a revolution.
So what are we going to have them do?
Cause chaos.
Just run around and go stealing stuff, and
we let them know what's going on with the dwarves, so that they wouldn't attack the dwarf encampment along the way.
Right.
And then if we can manage it, we try and maybe leave a gate open, so then they can just basically come in and, like you said, absolute mayhem. Little blue goblins running around everywhere. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Yep. Notably, goblins tend to do things at night. That's their thing. Mostly because
all the best rebellions start in the evening.
Well, they don't suffer at all from night blindness the way everybody else is. So they have no negatives for doing things at night.
So to the point at the night, then, if there's some way that we could get the gate open, we can let them in. If we can schedule that at the same time of the breakout, perfect timing. All the guards is busy with the goblins, and we get the breakout going.
And then we just gotta. I mean, the thing is too is that we don't have to kill everybody. We just have to, get to Narendra, and that should be.
Yep.
Once we get her. But now the other thing too, that not to with the goblins, not to overthink it, but I also don't. We also need to be able to like kind of pull that back. I don't want to open the floodgates and then go, okay, we let the goblins loose in the town. And now what? I mean, they have to understand that we need to have them stop at some point, you know.
So explain it to them that it's a way to worship their goddess of mayhem. They do the one-night raid as a type of prayer.
Yeah, we have to make sure it's a one-night thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rosalind will have
you during this conversation, and she will say, I don't know everything about goblins, of course, being merely a halfling, but what I do know about them is that they generally do not like to live in houses or structures like this. They, as far as I understand, they prefer their burrows in the woods.
Right, so they explain that it's a one-night raid.
Yeah.
It's a one-night raid as a worship, homage to chaos.
That could work.
Maybe give them like a contest or something. So like whichever goblin brings back the three-legged white dog.
But they have to be careful, of course. We don't want to see any goblins killed, do we?
Right, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, right. But if they're going, hopefully none of them get killed.
They're very, well, awkward. I would have to say about goblins. Yes, they're strange and mischievous and not to be trusted at all. But we already knew that, didn't we?
Yeah. And the fact is, I mean, if we're inciting a rebellion to overthrow Lady Narinda to put you in charge, people and probably goblins are going to die, and we need to be comfortable with that.
Well,
when you
accept
make an omelette, you have to break some eggs.
Casualties.
Yeah.
And I'd much rather break goblin eggs than me.
Yeah.
This is true.
I like how we've gone from traveling wanderers looking for things going on to, hey, let's just incite a rebellion. All right, so let's go. For a good cause. So let's go and talk to the goblins.
Every people who have ever incited a rebellion have said it's for a good cause.
Yes, but ours is. Rosalind will say and smile very charmingly with her very rosy cheeks. She's the sweetest.
Halflings being so adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Manipulative little halflings. Mm-hmm. All right. So, alright, so Brainard, you and I take off. Oh, wait, we're of course we're resting for the day, and then we're taking off. We're going to tell them in 3 days this will take place. That gives plenty of time to get the rumor mill going, and for everybody to go in and out, get some weapons and things.
And Marita and I to set the stage that we're leaving and purchasing things to leave, and maybe spread a few rumors ourselves along the way.
Get some weapons to protect us on the road.
Are we
Oro can kind of
free my friends before or during?
During.
Unless we find out that they're going to be executed or something.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe they will be freed before. Who knows? Maybe she will be kindness enough.
I don't think that's in her dictionary anywhere, but
yeah, she seemed pretty efficient with that axe. I wonder how many executions she's done.
Just judging by her body language, she definitely knows how to swing a sword.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting too.
She walks like a swords master to your eyes, Frida.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. She's going to be a challenge for me.
That's fine. We got this.
Okay.
I'm confident.
You always are.
I'm more confident.
So now you have a plan. And you're going to spend the rest of the night sleeping, of course, in the Dwarven encampment. They will remake their encampment now that the plans have shifted. They'll put the encampment back up, and I mean the Dwarven guards they're completely neutral about this whole thing. They just get paid to protect their peddler employers. But Hamda kind of enjoys the idea of drawing her axe, standing next to Frida again. That sounds good to her, you know.
I will actually probably do some drills with Hamda before I go to bed.
Exactly.
I will pay attention to those drills.
Probably a good idea.
Exactly.
I'm just going to sit back with an ale because, what am I going to do? I'm just gonna enjoy it and go. That's pretty cool.
You can have a chat with Bogdar.
Exactly.
He's a very sociable and friendly dwarf, albeit from a different clan. But
We'll get caught up on any stuff that's going on in the
yeah, he keeps talking about
dwarves.
how interesting it is with Stone Garden and with the upcoming festival, and he will engage in depth with you about speculation about who might in fact be succeeding the old king, and you know, what can we expect from that, which of course is hard to say from someone who is not of his clan.
Right. If there's any little bits and pieces I've picked up along the way, I'll try to work that into to be sociable.
Yeah. He has the old king has 4 children. That's Grigalda Beak of Belder, and then the Stone Singer Bearwild, and Gandaman Stone of Belder, and the Dreamer Prince Trondeval. Those are the 4 children. And it's not an easy choice because none of them have really chosen a path that necessarily leads straight to the throne, if you will. So of course there's a lot of politics going on with who has most allies in the court and among the more higher ranking dwarves and so on. So I think Bodgard can give you a fairly good rundown there of the intrigues and power plays as people are trying to set themselves up for who should succeed the old king.
Take some pretty careful note of that too, because this could be interesting in our journeys.
Mm-hmm.
I have a feeling we might wind up there.
Nah.
I might, anyway.
Indeed. And now I can see that the time is almost 10 to 11, so it's time to wind up the session. You have gone from sort of innocuous adventures out traveling the woods to, shall we start a rebellion? That'll be interesting.
That's what happens when demons corrupt the government?
Yes, that is in fact what happens when demons corrupt the government. So this might gain support from all sorts of interesting quarters. Who knows? How that might turn out, I have no idea yet. We're not there yet, and you have a few days to enact your plans and see what might be what. Clearly, Fort Riverstone has revealed many secrets that you did not expect when you arrived. But we shall see in 2 weeks when we reconvene and see exactly how this might fall out. I'm sure this is a plan. Plans always work exactly as intended. Never have.
Well, we will either cause a rebellion or we will be executed for doing so.
I found that the best success in games comes from when you come up with the plan and then you actually follow the plan, and it's that second part that groups never do.
Right.
So
there was some general who said something about plans surviving the first contact with the enemy.
Yep. Well, I'm sure we'll be fine.
I'm sure you will be fine. Nothing to worry about.
We can start the rebellion, send everybody into fight, and then we can bugger off.
You have potentially, if you manage to persuade the goblins, that's a force, and the dwarves. Rosalind does have her 2 laborers who are very broad-shouldered and very muscular, and that's why she hired them to be bruisers as well as cargo holders. So that's a few at least, and if you can get the adventurers that Ochro is wanting to spring from, then you have quite the force to be reckoned with.
The other concern is that Melinda or whatever was not lying, and she was worshipping her own demon, while Norinda was worshipping a bigger demon.
That could be the problem, if that's true, yeah.
No. We don't need to go there.
I was blinded for at least
One part of the session. I don't want to have to do it again.
Yeah, if anybody gets injured, I have no willpower for healing, so...
Yeah, you do need
That's
to
okay.
get
We're
some
gonna lie a
willpower back.
lot tomorrow, so it'll be fine.
Oh, maybe.
Continue to push those manipulation rolls.
Exactly. You do need to get some willpower back, that's for sure.
Yes.
Yep.
I also need willpower, so push those manipulation rolls.
All right. I'll say thank you to everyone who's been watching, and see you all in 2 weeks again. Yeah, I have no idea how this will turn out.
I was say the rebellion will be televised. Is that it?
Exactly.
Yes.
Literally,
This is the Hunger Games.
Well, yes. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
You too. See you next time, guys.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Mikael.
folks.
See
Good
you,
night.
everybody.
Thanks
Bye,
for
everybody.
Mikael.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.